One and good almost morning. It's actually afternoon, and welcome to this uh, segment in Clearings to Start Your Day. Today's about anxiety, and I want to say up front before you go any farther in this video that this video may piss you off if you're someone who deals with anxiety. If you would love to clear that anxiety, this video will be great, but it'll only be great if you're willing to step out of any ego that you might be in, knowingly or unknowingly, around the topic of anxiety. So I should also say that I am not the world's expert on anxiety. I have definitely dealt with anxiety myself in the past, and I still do every once in a while. So I'm sure there are many amazing perspectives, many great authors, and you should definitely explore all those avenues. And if you'd like some energy clearing around that topic specifically, this will be a great video. But like I say, if you're an ego at all around anxiety, or if you really want to hold on to it, or if you're not actually willing to step out of it or clear it, this video will piss you off. So please don't watch this video if you're looking for an excuse to get mad, or if you want to attack somebody. There's plenty of great videos to watch if that's the mood that you're in. There's lots of that stuff. But this is for people who actually really want to clear anxiety and are willing to clear it. Cool? Okay, cool. So, I have noticed that anxiety and depression are kind of go hand in hand in many ways, in that they are societal constructs where we get to hide. Now, I am very aware, having family that deals with depression, that I have dealt with depression in the past, that there are huge parts to both that are, chemical imbalances in the brain, that are sometimes things that you're born with, triggered by DNA, genetics, all that jazz. So if you're in that camp, then these clearings can still help. Again, this is not medical advice. I'm not any kind of medical expert, but this will help to clear the energy around those topics for you, but you may still deal with those for a long time. Just want to be responsible on that front. But on the other side of it, I have noticed that depression and anxiety are largely societal constructs or family constructs or stories or belief systems that we are holding on to, and I'm putting myself in this camp, to stay safe. And again, I say this with all love because I have dealt with both of those. Depression much more in the past than anxiety, but I have dealt with both of those. So when we're stuck in the story that depression is this immovable force, that anxiety is this immovable force, that we are powerless when an anxiety attack comes on, then we're powerless when an anxiety attack comes on. I'm dealing with something similar with seasonal allergies right now. It's the second time in my life I'm having seasonal allergies. It's kicking my ass, but I know that there's a huge emotional and energetic component which I'm exploring. And if you're an allergy expert, please reach out. I'm open to any and all solutions. So when that allergy attack comes on, similar to when an anxiety attack comes on, we can feel powerless or helpless, like we don't have any say in it. And it's in those moments, it's really tough to do what I'm going to talk about in this video, which is that kind of deeper work, which doesn't have to be an emotional archaeological dig. None of my work is like that. But it does take some thinking. It does take some awareness to be with it. And when you see it, you don't have to feel bad about it or judge yourself about it or even get emotional about it. You can just see it with awareness and say, oh, that's what I'm doing. So the first question that I have for you that, again, will piss you off if you are not wanting to actually shift anxiety or if you are stuck in ego at all around anxiety is, what does your anxiety get you off the hook from dealing with in your life? So when you are out of commission with an anxiety attack, what do you get to avoid? What do you never have to deal with because you're busy dealing with your anxiety? Now, hint, this same question can be used for lack of money, depression, body issues, health issues, all these things. But it is very useful for anxiety. So what is it you're avoiding? What do you never want to deal with? Or what do you never have to deal with because you're dealing with anxiety? Woo! Okay, someone just tapped into the energy of that. So whatever that is for you, would you be willing? No, not there yet. All of a sudden there's just a huge amount of energy coming off this and no one's even commented. Christopher just said socializing with other people. Okay, great. So there's one thing that you can see that you never have to deal with because you're dealing with anxiety. Now, it could be increasing your business. It could be making a bigger impact in the world. It could be, telling your parents to screw themselves. It could be anything. There's something that you get to avoid or never have to deal with because you're dealing with anxiety. So, clearing question for you. Would you be willing to step out of the story that dealing with those things or that thing is more painful than the anxiety you're dealing with? And if you are, just say yes. And if you're not, that's okay too. And that will let you know kind of where the energy is not moving and what you can clear next. So Joni said, showing up and taking a stand. And Christopher says, takes about 30 seconds for the live videos. Yeah, I know. There's a delay. I'm also on satellite internet, so it's also sometimes a little choppy. So what do you never have to deal with? Ooh. And there's another story that goes along with that, which is that if you dealt with the anxiety and you actually had to come out and socialize with people, be a bigger stand in the world for what you believe, that would somehow be dangerous and that you wouldn't be safe, which is actually a lie. 9 times out of 10, or even maybe 99 times out of 100, it's actually a lie. Even if you were to come out and be a big stand for peace in the world, yes, we have seen in history that there are people that were gunned down, literally, for being a more clear stand for what they believe in terms of peace in the world or equality or equal rights. But that's probably not going to be you. That's only a very small handful of people, and they got pretty big. So, wow, someone hates that. Someone really hates that. Wow. Okay. So, the belief that, the story that someone's going to hate me and you might turn this video off. That's okay. The story that you are so important that you're going to be the next person gunned down for being a bigger, bolder stand for whatever you believe in the world. That's you, that you're so special that someone's going to come after you. Oh, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? The belief that any time that you come out boldly in the world, that someone's going to attack you. And the belief that anytime you just come out in the world and be even a little bit bigger in the world, that someone's going to attack you. That belief, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? Oh yeah. Wow, there's a lot of energy on this. I'm really glad people are showing up live for this one, because like as more people join, the energy just goes and it's, at the moment, I feel like I'm holding on to an electric fence. If you've ever done a private session with me, I say that sometimes when we get to those things that you really don't want to let go of at a subconscious level, when subconsciously you're saying, fuck off, Will, stop talking. Like consciously you're saying, yes, I want to clear this. But subconsciously there's a huge part of you that's saying, no, stop it. Turn this video off. Turn this video off right now. Because if you actually do it, you will have to actually clear those things. And it would be a declaration that you're truly willing to live a life of ease, joy, and magic. So the belief that ease, joy, and magic is a fantasy and it can't be real for you because you have anxiety. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? And going back to the societal construct, all the way, or rather the story that you've bought into in society, that anxiety is a solid, real, immovable force, and you are powerless against it without medication. Would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? And for everyone joining live now, another disclaimer, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. If you're dealing with anxiety, please see a doctor. Please seek help in a professional manner. And you can still deal with the emotional or energetic underpinnings of it all and being responsible for yourself. So now with family, all the ways, the story that you have in your family, that anxiety is a real, immovable force that you are powerless against, and that people in our family just have anxiety. Would you be willing to step out of that story at the point of creation? Oh, and this is a weird one. A new, fun, weird one. Let's see how this one's to be worded. The story that the cave of anxiety that you've created, that you get to hide inside of, is the safest place for you. And coming out would mean death, pain. Yeah, death or pain. That belief, would you be willing to destroy that at the point of creation? Yeah, the belief that that cave is the safest place for you. It's a trick of the ego. And you probably, if you're also a healer, a coach, a speaker, an author, as most of the people that tune into my videos are, you've got something from a past life. And I've talked about this many, many times, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But you've got some kind of past life where you did step out in a big way, and you did get attacked or hurt or killed, or you were branded a witch and you were thrown off a cliff, or you were burned at the stake. And like I say, I've talked about that in many videos in the past, so we're not going to do anything on it, but just acknowledge for yourself and kind of let yourself off the hook a little bit. You know, that you're not crazy, that this stuff is real. So it's both acknowledging that it's not real and that it's insubstantial and can't hold you back if you choose not to let it, and acknowledging that there's something there. But here's the thing. Stepping out of these stories, clearing these beliefs, is just like when you get in the car and you start to drive, and it's not going properly. And you look at everything and you check everything and it's fine. You're in drive, it's all good, and you don't know why the car is kind of grinding. And then you realize the parking brake's on. Now, if you look down at the parking brake and you go, stupid parking brake, or you look at yourself and you say, stupid me that I left the parking brake on, oh, I'm such an idiot, and you keep driving, that's not going to work. If you just look and see that the parking brake's on, you go, oh, the parking brake's on, and you're willing and you just take it off, you're driving. You're off and you're going. But to ignore that there is a parking brake on would be folly. So if, when I talk about past lives and things, or any of these clearings, if you energetically feel like, yeah, that's me, he's talking to me, don't ignore it. Take the parking brake off. Work with whoever you want to, myself, anyone else, or if you have your own process, do it. But don't ignore that. Don't step over it, because it's really easy to take that parking brake off, and it can be fun, it can be joyous, and then you can laugh at yourself and you can say, oh, the parking brake was on. That was silly. Glad that's so easy. So here's a quick story about that, and then we'll wrap up. Oh, and also, if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. So these videos are now getting uploaded to YouTube. Would love to have you come check them out there and subscribe and all that good fun stuff. I know I like to subscribe because then my phone pops up with my favorite people that I watch energy videos from, and it just pops right up and I get to watch it whenever they upload it. So in the world of the story that I mentioned of not beating yourself up and just accepting magic. So the other, it was I think last week, my wife and I were watching a DVD because we have a certain amount of gigabytes for internet. We're on satellite, so once we reach that limit, we could pay for overage, but we try to just watch DVDs instead of Netflix. So we had this old DVD player that plugs into the computer, and I started watching these Mission Impossible DVDs, and for some reason it made me change the region every time. I don't know, it was weird. But every time I did it, it would give me this countdown, like I had, there was only 3 left and there's only 2 left, and you can only change your region one more time, and all these things. And I was getting so frustrated, I couldn't figure it out. I tried it every different way I could. And then my wife walked over and said, oh, all you do is this. And then she did the click, click, which I had already done, literally the exact same thing, 3 or 4 times. And it didn't work for me, but she came over and she did it, and it worked. Now, the old me would have said, oh, but I already did that, and it didn't work, and blah, 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 blah. And the new me just said, oh, great, thank you for the magic. And then we watched the DVD. So, if you have a habit of beating yourself up or getting annoyed that now you're finding this new, easy, wonderful, magical way to clear beliefs and clear past lives and step out of stories, just go with it. Just be like, wow, that's light and fun, if it's light and fun for you. And just do more of it. Just, who cares who gets the credit? It doesn't matter who gets the credit. It doesn't matter if it's you or me or spirit or the next healer that you work with or the next video that you watch. You don't even need to track the process. You can just revel in the magic and the joy that it has shown up. Okay. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'd love to hear your questions about anxiety and anything that you see coming up for you. I could even do a video specifically for you about what comes up for you around anxiety. Like I said, check out my YouTube channel. I will put a link in the comments so you can come and subscribe there for all the new videos that I do. I'm only doing 2 or 3 a week now. I was doing 1 every single day, but it was a bit too much. It led to anxiety. No, I'm just joking. But no, I'm just going to do 2 or 3 per week on specific topics always, and would love to hear your feedback of which topics you would like me to cover. Have an amazing day. I will see you soon. Go enjoy the in nature, sunshine. That helps for anxiety too. Get a hug. That helps. Eat good food. Drink lots of water. All that fun stuff. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.